put the cover back on. Let's see. So, really? There it is. It's amazing how things get away from you. So you got a little dab of grease right there. That's a, they call it a bearing, but it's just sort of flat. But in here, you can see the white dollop I put on over here. So now, as I recall, this guy goes in this way. So let's try not to get the grease everywhere. I guarantee you, you'll probably not succeed the first time. All right, so there we go. We got that guy. I think it's on there. Yeah, that's on there. That's on there. Yeah. So it goes this way. That's one. Now, if you know electronics and have soldering irons and all that, feel free to undo this whole thing. It would make your life a lot easier, actually. But since I don't, I don't want to start getting in way over my head. You can do this with a little. Which way are we going up here? Maybe some patience. There we go. And then make sure everything's tight. And before we close up, grease stinks. Smells like grease. We need to, what did I forget? You know what I forgot? To put the belt on first. We're not going anywhere. Darn it, we're almost there. This is what happens when you're kind of rushing. Not really rushing, but nervous and trying to put on a decent thing. You're probably all, you forgot the belt. Luckily, no problem. Belts in this are weird. There's no like delineated path. Just drop the screw. Lovely. You don't want any grease on your belt, so we're gonna clean up a little here. And go from there. All right, belt. Now, the belt that came off of it, I'm gonna say no to that one. And I think this one looks pretty good. Don't do that. We're trying to get the belt on. And it doesn't, this feels a bit tight, but honestly, oh, wait a minute. not good. It should fit right in the middle of the motor wheel, and it seems to be not doing that. I don't know if this one's going to work. It's too thin, and it has to be on there. Well, I don't know. Maybe I spoke too soon. All right, let me find that other screw. Okay, we're back. Now I've gotten the mechanism back in, and good news. Fast. Okay, turn it on first. Fast forward seems to work pretty good. Open this up. Rewind. Now, here's the issue. It's running slow. I can't get a break with these slow ones, but I'm gonna, let's see, this way. Hang on a second. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna play the tone, and let's see where we are in terms of frequency. It says 2800, so it's actually low, and we took it upstairs to listen to it, and it is slow. Although, remember, it didn't play at all, so it's playing now. Now, here's the thing I discovered. The motor is right here. There's a speed adjustment on the motor, but instead of being back here, where to make it easy, they put it up here where you can see, let me see if I can get this to properly, where it's blocked. However, there is right here a place you can put the screwdriver and adjust the speed. That would be great, except whoever installed this motor, it wasn't me, I swear, this motor is actually turned around, so the hole doesn't line up with where the access port is. So we're going to attempt to remove the motor and rotate it to where you can get to it with a screwdriver from the front. That's how you adjust the speed. With also some really good news is the last season's cassette deck, the same model, had a very slow motor. It was running, this one's at 28, that one was at 1500 hertz. We were able to successfully adjust it back to 3000. However, we ran into another problem on the power supply board. I think we have some loose solder. I'm going to fix that when I get my soldering iron. But in the meantime, let's get back on the one we're currently working, and let's see if we can move that motor around. So unfortunately, I got to take the mechanism out so we can access the motor to pull it, to change it. So, okay, so we'll get to that here in a second. All right, so we're going to try to rotate this motor. I don't know if I have enough wire to do it, but we're going to find out. Now, the first thing we need to do, once again, is we have to take out the mechanism. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 screws and a spring. Again. I wonder why they put the motors in backwards or rotated like about 90 degrees. The one I have that works also has this issue. So if we ever need to, okay. So now we're going to undo this spring, a PIA spring. And now we should be able to get this, oops, I do that every time. So here is the motor. I don't know if I have enough oomph to well, I'm gonna make sure of something here. Yeah, see this? Huh. Trying to figure out if that's in the center or not. Oh, that's maddening. Heck. There's a circuit board. This is like not cool. The hole doesn't line up, and I don't know if moving the motor would help. I'm trying to figure out how. That motor looks centered, so just rotating it isn't going to change the position. So to figure out what we're doing here, we thought rotating this would make it show up. I can't. I'm gonna have to get you in here in a second. Hold on. Okay, so let's move you out. All right, so here is the hole to adjust. This Dolby board has a hole in it. See, it's right there. The problem is that hole, this hole, and the hole in front aren't lining up. So I'm going to see if I can do some stuff here. So sorry for this horrible camera work. So I'll be back. Okay, so this is back on our current version. We've got so I've got some good news, and I'm going to show you. This was running slow as well, about 2,800 hertz. It needs to be 3,000 to match what the tape is. So let me get my phone ready here. I have a decibel meter that has the frequency on it. So we're going to, you'll hear this, may hear this annoying sound. Maybe not. If I turn on the headphones, there we go. Let's see. Come on. Give me some autofocus. We're right at 3,000. Or plus or minus. Right? So stop the annoying thing. Now I think the right VU meter is dropping a little. Or the left one is too high. I don't know. All I know is that music sounds good on it. I can't play it for you. I can play you a nice irritating tone. I don't want to get sued. But there you have it. I think if I could ever get my camera to friggin' focus, this is annoying. So I haven't recorded yet. What I'll do, I'm going to take it upstairs, hook it up, see how she records, and go from there. I think we're doing good with this one. So, on the motor, I was wrong. The motor hole for the adjustment is right through here, but it's off to the right. You can reach it from this hole. Rotating the motor wouldn't help at all because the hole is in the center. So, we found that out when we opened it up. So I'm going to put this together and take it upstairs and see if we can record off the radio or something. Cool. Okay, so adjusting the speed of the motor, unfortunately, I thought I captured us doing it. The screwdriver had to be a very small screwdriver, and it had to go in on sort of an angle to find the hole. You can kind of see, like look over top and see it. Once you're in the hole, you have to find, there's like a little chiseled out area for it, and then you can kind of feel it go in there, and then start to turn it very slowly as the tape is playing, and you can watch the frequency as it goes. I apologize for not having that, showing you that. I remember us doing it, but my wife was helping me because we were trying to figure out why the holes are offset, and I think it's actually just a mistake. It should be straight ahead, and most of them on other cassette decks, they're in the back. You just come in from the back, and so much room back there, and you can just make your adjustments as it plays, and you can watch the frequency counter go up. So insert small screwdriver to the right, and then find the hole, and then kind of ease it in, and then now the adjustment, as well, I know I'll say it here, I think coming up, the adjustment to go higher is actually left. To go lower, you twist the screwdriver to the right, you know, turn it right. That was counterintuitive. I think it would have been better or made more sense to go right to go higher, but that's not how it works. You go left on these. Just a little heads up, because both of the decks I have were the same way. So apologies for not having that in here sooner. So stay tuned for more. Okay, well, I've been down about a day. This was the deck we were working on. We got it running. If I press play, you were able to see it in a minute. And the good news is the play sounds really good. It's holding speed at the 3,000 we set, you know, we checked it. You can see it's playing. You can't really hear it, it's on headphones. And here's the really good news. It also records. And so I just recorded what you were, well, kind of listening to there, if you can. I don't want to get tagged for violation here. Better turn that off. So everything, oh, why doesn't this ever, there it goes. Everything seems to be working. It's is great news, because I'll tell you why. The story is, I went to start, I took it upstairs to test the play worked, but I tested the recording off my stereo. Here's where my little story about look for the horse, not the zebra, when you're looking at problems. I took it upstairs, tried to record off the radio on it, and the left channel wouldn't work, and the right channel was fine. Then I was like, how did I, mess that up? And, I tried a few things and couldn't get it to work. So I took up another deck, the deck from season 1, as I'd gotten a lot further on that one as well, and I'll have another episode in season 1 on that, a little epilogue. And I tried up there, and I'm getting the same problem. Left channel, it just doesn't sound good, something screwed up in the recording. So there's your hint, right? 2 decks, totally unrelated, having similar problems recording. So what does that tell you? You go, well, God darn it, come on. Something's going on here. Either they have a flaw that plagues a lot of these, or I've screwed something up, which is my first thought. So you go back, and so I went upstairs. I have another cassette deck I work with, a Technics, and I put the play in there. It sounded fine. Went to record on that from the radio, and guess what had the same problem? The same exact problem this one had. And I went, it's not the deck, it's your source. So the little light bulb went on, all right, now I would have torn into this thing trying to fix the left channel. Well, there was nothing wrong with it. So you have to be a little patient. Believe me, I went to bed and I was just, for God's sake, And then come to find out, it was the source, not our deck, which was causing the problem. So I hooked up, let me show you. I have a known good system here, same model, a little more advanced, same year, and hooked up, well, you can see it, it'd be great. On the line out here to the line in here, played that tape on that deck into this one and recorded just fine. So let's review. What did we fix? It had, boy, I'll tell you, if I could send this camera back, I would. It had problems, there we go, with playing. It ate the tape, as you recall, earlier. Then rewind worked, fast forward worked. Then we fixed the play, made it play by replacing the tire, and dang it, I keep forgetting the proper word for that thing. The little grommet that sits inside where the capstan goes through. We did that, we got it right. Then we played it, and much to my chagrin, it was slow. 2800, I have that somewhere. Then my wife and I discovered that this little hole here, you can get in to adjust the speed as it's running. Okay, pro tip. How many think, write your comment, how many think to increase speed, you move it to the right? That's what I thought. Man, that would be wrong. To increase speed on this motor, it's left, like lefty-loosey. Found that out through trial and error. But both decks that I've been working on, this one and the one from season 1, which is out there already, responded the same way. A left turn got the frequency up, and we've stabilized the speed at the proper, in this case it's 3000 hertz. We showed you that with our phone app. There's a little app on the phone that listens to things and tells you what tone it is, what the frequency is. So we've got the speed working, all the gearing seems to work. We can fast forward, we can rewind, we can play, we can record, and guess what? Happy day. So I'm going to keep this guy. If anybody really, really, really has to have it, I'm going to put it back together first, and I'll have it. And write something in the comments if you're really interested in, doing something, or if you just had to have it, I could consider selling it to you. I just don't want any hassle, quite frankly. But this, again, these things there's lessons, and the lesson is a little patience, and then a little stop thinking it's some weird, a chip is bad on the board, or oh my gosh, all the electronics are screwed up in the left channel, and that's where my head went at first. And then the lessons I've learned come into play. Those that I learned at NASA, those working with tape, and those software testing, a lot of very complicated software where it just might be, start at the easy, right? You may, in fact, work yourself into the more difficult cases. But for example, the left channel being out on these, if you Google that, more than likely it's your record play switch being dirty. It's not an electronics problem. It's just, it's old, and you got to clean it. Well, I cleaned it. It still didn't work. Then we discovered that my source, my Great Technics SA700, is having trouble sending out record. That's a whole other story. I have a guy here in Las Vegas. I know I'm kind of rambling here. I apologize. There's a place called Audio Expert. That's XPERT. If you're in Vegas or around Vegas and need help with your receivers, he doesn't do tape decks anymore. And do you know why? Because they take forever. And he'd have to charge $100 an hour. And if it takes 10 hours, well, you're in $1,000 for something that's worth maybe 200. So he doesn't do those anymore. But, dude, he's a great source. So give him a call. I think his name's, anyway, just call Audio Expert in Vegas. So that's going to conclude our season 2. We got off easy with this guy. We're going to put him together, and we're going to have fun. So, wow. Oh, I've got a new deck for season 3. I call it season 3. It's actually the 3rd installment, I guess. I have an RT-1165 coming up. A little less of a model than this one, but probably similar. So hang in there. And there you have it. We put it back together. Hopefully still works. Actually, I'm not sure if I have anything on this tape, but oh yeah, I recorded stuff down there, didn't I? There you go. Still working, looking good. That's a keeper. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, comment. Hey there, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on what you see here. We've got more episodes coming real soon. Look forward to hearing from you in the comments below.